apologies for the slightly late start. Welcome to what is our regularly scheduled meeting of the Jenks City Council. Today is Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022. It is 6:05 p.m. We are calling to order tonight's meeting, and Mr. Macy will verify our attendance.
Short. Kaylin.
Here.
Isabel.
Here.
Murray.
Here.
OJ.
Here.
Klein. Present. Mayor Box.
Here, thank you, sir. All right, Pastor Terry from Crossroads Church. If you will come forward, please get us started off with your prayer tonight.
Gracious Father, it's so good just to be back here with these good folks. Been coming for a lot of years, and grateful for our community, grateful for the leaders that you give us, good leaders, folks who love this community and love serving, and we're thankful for them. We pray you be with them tonight as they lead our community, be with all those who are going to bring items of business here to our town and to the council's attention. We always pray for wisdom and discernment. And I pray that you would always bless this growing city of ours. And I'm thankful that our church is a part of it now for 50 years. I pray that you would bless us, continue to bless our city, our state, and please continue to bless our great country. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. Commander Allen, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please, sir?
Yes.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Okay, we are going to be spotlighting a new furry friend tonight, Mr. Reed. Good evening, sir. This dog is slightly smaller than the last one. What you got for us?
We've got Petunia for you tonight. Petunia and her siblings were dumped at one of the vets here in town, and so we ended up with them. They're actually ideally should still be with their mother since they're only 4 or 5 weeks old, but people are going to do what they're going to do. So that's one of the things we have to clean up in animal control. So we originally had 7. We only have 3 now, so they didn't die. We got 4 adopted. So Petunia and her 2 remaining siblings are still available for adoption, as well as all the other young to adult dogs of various sizes that we have in the shelter. If you adopt from us, you get a free mug showing that
the dog will fit in this one.
your dog adopted as human, found as human at Jenks Animal Welfare. And we are still waiving adoption fees at this time. And so just give us a call at the police department, 918-299-6311, or they can email me at animalcontrol@jenksok.org.
Fred, does she look like the rest of the litter?
They're all pretty much brindle.
Okay.
They're obviously pit bull mix.
Do you remember the names of her siblings that were already adopted?
I do not.
Okay. I'm thinking she may be due for a name change here. Petunia is, I don't know.
Oh.
Well, and that's
We gotta
well,
get
another benefit of adopting, you can choose your own name.
Okay. Do that now.
She doesn't answer to it yet, so
Okay.
it can be changed.
Shorten it to pet. All right, just trying to help you find creative ways to market these animals.
She is
Petunia.
You take yours.
a cutie.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you very much. All right, we're moving on to our portion of our meeting called citizens' comments or public comments. If you are here tonight, which will only be you two, and if there's anything you'd like to address with this council, you are welcome to come forward. We ask that you state your name and your address for the record, and as long as your comments are not based on anything that we have on tonight's agenda, you are welcome to share them with us. So I'm assuming that you come in. Okay. Good evening.
Evening, Mayor Box, Council. My name is Aaron Allen. My address is 14326 South Broadway Street in Glenpool, Oklahoma. Good evening. I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak on behalf of VFW Post 9126. As I stated a minute ago, my name is Aaron Allen, and I'm the Post Commander for the 2022-2023 fiscal year. I'm an Iraq War veteran with 2 combat tours and discharged from the United States Marine Corps in 2008. I was elected the Senior Vice Commander of our post in 2021 and realized the potential our post has to help our local veterans, and I wanted to increase my role in doing just that. Although many of you know us as the Glenpool VFW, I want to clarify, our post is simply located in Glenpool. But our post covers several municipalities in the area, including Jenks, Bixby, Kiefer, Mounds, and Beggs. We continue to make daily efforts to reach the veterans in our outlying areas, as well as the local governments, to keep us informed of events and our ways our posts can be involved. Our post was quite literally brought back from the dead. VFW Post 1327 was disbanded due to inactivity, and as much as we tried, we were unable to save it. We were, however, given the opportunity to revive another dying post, whose charter was transferred to us in 2018. As many of you know, shortly thereafter, our country was plagued by the coronavirus. Our post was again at risk of being shut down, but we rallied together and have become what you see here today. Our official grand opening was June 6, 2021, and since then we have achieved several notable awards, as well as created programs and opportunities for veterans in our area. We helped the city of Glenpool raise money for the Veterans Memorial upgrade, and with the help of Jenks, Glenpool is now a Purple Heart City. In our first year, we were awarded All-State, a department award for meeting specific requirements at the state level. We were also awarded All-American, which required us to be one of the top performing posts in the country. Due to our hard work and determination, we were also awarded the National Outstanding Community Service Post Award for the 2021-2022 fiscal year. Looking back on this last year, one would think that it would be hard to top, but we are only just getting started. I stand before you today to officially introduce ourselves to the city of Jenks. I've had the honor to meet with Mayor Box, who, being a veteran himself, understands the importance of an organization such as the VFW. In addition, I'm proud that our post is represented on your Veterans Advisory Committee, and I look forward to working with everyone on that committee to help bring awareness to veterans issues, not only at the local level, but also key legislation the VFW is fighting tirelessly for in Washington, D.C. Some of you here today may have certain preconceived notions of what the VFW is or was, and aren't sure if we represent you within your community. Let me put that worry to rest. Our post is dedicated to working with veterans from all generations, and we hope to bridge that generational gap and work together in unison for the betterment of veterans in our communities. We want anyone who walks through our doors to feel welcome and heard. We as a post want all our members to feel they have a say in how we operate, the things we do, and the values that we present to the community. I want to extend our gratitude to the City of Jenks for being avid supporters of their veteran community, and look forward to working hand in hand with Mayor Box and the community as our post grows and becomes more ingrained in the fabric of this great city. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. We'll be in touch. And just so you guys know, I was approached by Peggy Evans. She's been here before. She is the, I don't know what her title is, but she's from the Daughters of the American Revolution, and she said, hey, there's a lot of veterans in our community. Why don't we have a Veterans Day event? I told her I'd love to, as long as I don't have to do all the work and share it and all those things. And she said, so she went out of her way and made contact with a couple of folks. And Erin is actually a committee member, and my wife is, because she's better at all that than I am. And the chamber's gotten involved, and Josh is a part of that as well. So we hope to, I sometimes compare, I see what Broken Arrow does, but their veteran community is probably exponentially much larger than ours is, and they have military community centers and all sorts of things that maybe we can we can't do anytime soon, but we're gonna take a small step this year, and for that, the weekend prior to Veterans Day, we will be having an event, down at Veterans Park, and I think it'll be a good step and something I think and hope that we can do, every year, regardless of who the mayor is, regardless of who the council is. It's an important opportunity for us to do something. So I'm very thankful for Glenpool, for you guys stepping up and embracing us and taking the lead. I'm very thankful that I don't have to do all the work, so thank you very much. It's
I
much
apologize, it took me over a year to get here.
No, that's all right. That's all right. We appreciate you. Thank you. I can tell you right now, in case you're thinking about hanging out, the rest of this is excruciatingly boring, and we're going to be locked up in a room. So if you guys wanted to take off, now would be the time.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for your service, by the way.
And if anyone's interested, I do have cards. If you just want to hand them out, it's your
Yeah, you only make one.
Instruction.
Thank you very much.
I hope
Appreciate
that's enough. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
it. Okay, moving on to our regular business. Item number 1 is consideration and action relating to tonight's consent agenda. Would anybody care to make a motion? Is there any discussion needed?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a proper motion and second to approve item 1. Let's vote, please.
Kaylin,
Yes.
Isabel,
Yes.
Murray,
Yes.
OJ,
Yes.
Klein. Yes. Mayor Box.
Yes, thank you. Moving on to item 2. Item 3 is discussion on ward boundary redistricting maps and action on resolution 770, a resolution proposing ward boundary changes and proposing an amendment. I'm almost done. You can stop.
Sure,
To
Mayor.
chapter 22 of Kansas City Code.
We were going to ask you to move to executive session first for our outside counsel so they can attend another council meeting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Where are they?
They'll be joining in the executive session room.
Also, just out of respect for
They're
time.
they're virtual.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, so we're going to, that number was
I was
item number.
thinking we were doing that because I didn't see him here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and, pause item 3, and we'll come back to it, and we're gonna go ahead and entertain item number 4, which is a vote to enter executive session. Does anybody want to make a motion?
Motion to go to executive session.
And second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second on item 4, which is to enter executive session, so.
Kaylin,
Yes.
Isabel,
Yes.
Murray,
Yes.
OJ,
Yes.
Klein. Yes. Mayor Box.
Yes, thank you. We will return and we'll reconvene with item number 3. Thank you. No votes were cast. We are going to move on to our agenda with item number 3. Is a discussion on the ward boundary redistricting maps and action on the resolution 770. A resolution that proposes ward boundary changes and proposing an amendment to chapter 22 of our Jenks City Code. We are on page 93 in the packet. Who's following along, and who's leading this discussion? Mr. McGrath, good evening.
Mayor and all members of council, as you see in the memorandum from our city clerk, as a statutory city, we're required to review our ward boundaries after every federal census, and so every 10 years we do this, and because we've grown so much, I believe all of our wards are supposed to be within 10% population-wise of each other, and because of our growth, especially south, most of these wards are pretty out of whack. And so INCOG has provided us a map of our current districts and then 3 proposed plans that get our wards generally within 3% in terms of population. And so what we need to do is pass this resolution tonight, and then the city clerk will put out a 30-day notice that we want to vote on this in September. And so tonight we can talk a little bit about the proposed council district options, but the main focus is getting the resolution passed so that the city clerk can put out the notice. As you see in all 3 plans, Ward 1 has basically not grown as fast as say 3 and 5, and so Ward 1 would need to get larger. In Plan 1, that is accomplished by extending the ward down to Polecat Creek and extending it to the west to Elwood. Ward 4 really completely changes in this proposed plan, where 4 would go all the way to the river, and Councilor Klein would then be in the.
I'm
would then be the
barely
actual,
in that.
Yeah, and so Ward 3 and Ward 5, I think you'll see in all 3 of these plans need to be adjusted, with Ward 5 taking up significantly more of the further south Jenks. And then in this scenario, in the first plan, Ward 6 is really kind of looks pretty odd, going all the way to 33rd West Avenue. So in my opinion, of the 3 plans, this is the least attractive. Ward 2 and Ward 3 are basically the same, other than
plans 2 and 3.
He's on plan 2.
Yeah, plan 2 and 3 you support.
okay, Plan 2 and 3 are basically the same, other than what is contemplated related to Wards 5 and 3. On Plan 2, Ward 5 goes all the way to 141st, but stops at Harvard, where Ward 3 picks up that area. Whereas on Plan 3, also Ward 2 cuts Providence Hills in half, so half would be Ward 5, half would be Ward 3, which I don't think is beneficial. And then if you look at Plan 3, Ward 5 has all of Providence Hills and goes beyond Harvard to the west all the way to Lewis. And I think from staff's discussion, Plan 3 is probably, in our opinion, the best option to move forward with. But again, that decision will be made in September. I don't know if council members have any comments or questions.
Yes. In looking at it, of course, having the biggest, or I'm sorry, the most populated going into till tonight, I was just really concerned on all 3 plans. I don't even cover a fourth of my neighborhood. Every other ward has their whole neighborhood, from what I understand, that they're living in, and mine basically cuts it in a fourth. So that kind of concerns me as being a member of an HOA, but yet I know we represent the whole city, but I just was concerned that I don't even cover my whole Yorktown in any of these plans. Because in Plan 3, where it stops, that is just the other side of the pool.
Yeah, you're not allowed to go to the pool.
Well, I can go to the pool's on my side. I just can't go to Carlisle or Birmingham or Henley.
You can't walk on.
But I just was concerned that
Well,
it doesn't even cover my neighborhood.
These are proposals.
Well, no, I understand, but I just wanted to voice my opinion that
yeah.
I was kind of concerned from that standpoint.
And I think the goal in creating the wards is to make them as compact or regular shaped. And so if you were to have all of Yorktown, then Ward 5 would have to creep up and take, some of Oak, what is that? Oakwood, and some of, I'm gonna need help again, Driscoll. Where did Craig Murray live before?
Craig, where do you live?
He's right.
Not Craig Murray, Craig Bowman.
I know where they live.
Well, anyways, if Ward 5 crept around to the north and to the south, I think that would just look funny, but we can ask NCOG about some other options.
No, I just was throwing that out because, like I said, in all the plans, to me, it appears like every other counselor, their whole ward covers their neighborhood. And I was just voicing my opinion that I don't feel like it represents my whole neighborhood doing that.
I agree with you, Craig, and your neighborhood that's gonna be one of the biggest, right, other than Churchill Park maybe. I think I'm not particularly concerned about how it looks. I don't really care how it looks on a map, the shapes and all that. I think anything we do to provide good continuity of coverage to a neighborhood of that size is probably a good thing. So I think you're pretty engaged there. I would be, frankly, if you see where your house is, the little line, I'd be willing to push that over to encompass most, if not all, the neighborhood. Over to Lewis Avenue even. I mean, the goal is to have to kind of spread this out.
Well, equal representation, sure, I
It's
understand.
certainly not going to be perfect, and there's no science to this, and this is just a recommendation. So, I'd be willing to push
We
that.
can talk to NCOG.
Okay, well, like I said, I just wanted to voice it, and thank you.
We can massage it a little bit.
Yeah, and speaking with the NCOG representatives, they broke them down by street so they wouldn't have to cut a block in half and things like that. And this was some of the most equitable breakdowns they could come up with respect to the equal number of housing in every ward. But I see your point where your neighborhood's split in half.
Because one of the points is not to split Providence Hills, but yet we're gonna split Craig.
Well, there's two large neighborhoods that no matter how, that on all three plans are split, and that's Churchill and Yorktown.
Yeah.
When you have neighborhoods that are of that size, it makes it more challenging to keep.
There's a denser population.
I don't think we can accommodate all of those, but, since Craig actually still lives in Yorktown, I think if we're gonna give favor to one neighborhood, then it would be that one versus Providence Hills. We used to have you down in Providence Hills, but close enough, right?
We know that people in Dutchess would say that.
We had you covering that territory. You had to do it, so.
Well,
Would
look,
it,
we can keep Providence Hill. I mean, if you go with Plan 3 and just adjust Ward 3 to take in all the way to Lewis, north of 131st, and then give everything north of 121st to Ward 5,
Right.
that might accomplish what we're.
Yeah, I think that would probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a workable solution here, Craig.
is there a discussion on speculating what the new development in the city is going to be like in the next 5 to 7 years? Or do we have to base it on the 2020 census?
It's based on the 2020 census.
Okay, so we can't talk about the future. We can't speculate on the future.
I will say, we're not only allowed to do this. We're not just allowed to do it around the census. We can, if at any point things get really out of whack, we can still do this whole process without a census. So if a major development comes in, 13,000 people, bump it down somewhere. Thank you.
What would it take to add a ward with the growth?
We're a statutory city, so the state law, we're governed by state law, we don't have a charter.
Yeah, we already added words. How long ago was that? One of you recall from our records? Prior to our time, but maybe 10.
It wasn't
15
that.
Yeah, maybe a little over 10 years ago. We added words then. I don't know. Maybe less than 15.
But at the end of the day, or say by the end of October, we have to arrive at a decision so that it can be filed with the county and the state for the April elections. So we've got turnaround we need to worry about.
All right, any other heartache or concerns with the proposed maps? If so, we'll hold Mr. Shrout, and I think but I agree with Greg, we can find something workable here.
Thank you.
Mr. Viers, I think we can find something that works. Okay, all right. Thanks. Okay, thank you, it's good discussion. We are going to go ahead and I think
Do we need to do something on the resolution?
No, the resolution is.
resolution is 9-3?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We need a motion on item 3 to act on resolution 770, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, we have a proper motion and a second for item 3.
Kaylin?
Yes.
Isabel?
Yes.
Murray?
Yes.
OJ?
Yes.
Klein? Yes. Mayor Box?
Yes, thank you. Moving on to item 5, resolution number 771 to approve participation in Jansen, Oklahoma subdivision opioid settlement agreement. On page 105, any additional comments? Ms. Nolan?
No, unless you want me to.
Nope. Well, do we need to kind of say anything for the record?
Will we just say a sentence or two for the public?
Sure, yeah, please, for our audience joining us from home. Millions and millions.
Yes, everyone out there. So this resolution is for the Johnson & Johnson or Janssen Company settlement. It is the total settlement for the Oklahoma litigating subdivision is $14 million. Our portion, I believe, is approximately $33,000 minus 25%. We would approve this, and they anticipate that this will be paid in one lump sum fairly soon, assuming all the litigating subdivisions approve.
Great. Thank you very much. I don't want to go too far. So we'll do the same thing for the next number, but is there a motion or any last minute questions on item 5? If not, we can entertain the motion.
Motion to approve item number 5, resolution 771.
Sorry.
Thank you all. We have a proper motion and second. Let's vote, please.
Kaylin?
Yes.
Isabel?
Yes.
Murray?
Yes.
OJ?
Yes.
Klein? Yes. Mayor Box?
Yes, thank you. Item 6 is resolution number 772 to approve participation in Distributors Oklahoma settlement agreement with Distributors Cardinal Health, McKesson Corporation, and Amerisourceburg Corporation. This is Ellen, if you could give us another brief summary, please.
This resolution is to approve joining the Oklahoma distributor settlement. This is a settlement with the 3 distributors, Cardinal, McKesson, and Amerisourceburg. It is a total settlement of approximately $293 million, of which 75% goes to the state and 25% goes to the litigating subdivisions. It's estimated that the city of Jenks' portion would be about $182,852, which will be paid over 18 years, minus approximately 15% in legal fees. This money is more strictly allocated. It has to be used for opioid abatement, remediation expenses. The J&J was a little looser. And is there already mentioned, to be paid over 18 years.
Any last minute questions for Mrs. Mellon, council? Great, thank you. We can entertain a motion on item 6.
Motion. Motion to approve resolution number 772, item number 6.
Thank you both. We have proper motion and second for item 6. So,
Kaylin?
Yes.
Isabel?
Yes.
Murray?
Yes.
OJ?
Yes.
Klein? Yes. Mayor Box?
yes, thank you, Mr. Stroud. Anything from city manager?
Mayor and all members of council, we have some pictures of some construction updates around town. This is out at the fire station, Station 2 at 121st Street. This is on the east side, and then there's more construction on the north side of the building. Marcia, do you remember specifically what each of these were? I mean, was one of these the,
One's a therapy clinic directly behind the one that's getting close to being finished is a therapy clinic behind the fire station, and the other one's an office building.
I can't hear you.
Councilman can't hear you.
one is a therapy office, and the other is an office building.
That
big one.
That big one's an office building?
Office warehouse.
Therapy
Yeah.
office.
Therapy is the
Behind the
building
fire.
to the north of the fire station. And the office warehouse is to the east.
Kind of therapy.
It's physical.
Physical. So there's your physical therapy building.
And then we have the Oklahoma Aquarium parking lot. We have the south side is under construction right now. They've also put in the islands within the existing parking. And I believe they poured, Christina, they poured some of the asphalt.
Not yet.
Oh, okay, they have the base out there at least. So,
The storm water structures right now.
and then we have the Oklahoma Medical Eye Group is building a 2-story office building immediately west of the existing Gateway headquarters. And then we have speech therapy, Speech and Beyond, not immediately, but east of the existing SoCo building. So this project's moving pretty quickly. Yeah, and then you see they're taking out the gasoline tanks at the gas station, and the gas station is going to be demolished, and there is a quick service salad restaurant that is planning to build on this location.
Quick service salad.
So that picture was taken today.
The drive-through salad.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they started in on that this morning.
That's what I
Salad
thought.
and go.
Salad what?
Salad and go.
And thank you to the police department for getting these pictures. A couple updates, Simon Premium Outlets, their team is working on, the team that's working on the project is planning to come to Jenks sometime in August. If we have an opportunity to sit down with some council members, I'll let you know. But they're still hoping to be under construction again within the next 6 to 7 months. Small area master plans, we've been looking at the aquarium and Main Street. We met with a vendor, I believe that was Monday of last week, and talked about the scope and potential cost. I think, the minimum cost that I got out of it was probably $75,000, and so we're still talking internally if it's worth proposing spending that amount of money or trying to just come up with our own plan. Miss McGillicuddy's was purchased, I believe, in June. The new owners hope to keep the existing uses until they have a more fine-tuned plan for what they want to do with the building. Slate Creek, I know that the Slate Creek Homeowners Association has contacted a couple members of council, and Chris Floyd went out and met with the HOA president, and I think we're already out there doing some improvements to the streets, and we have a pretty detailed explanation of what the plans are moving forward from Chris Floyd. thank you for going out there and meeting with them. And then the Oklahoma Municipal League is looking to schedule a legislative reception at the aquarium on October 12th between 5:30 and 7. So when we have that finalized, we'll send out an invitation and get it on your calendars. And there's also the Jenks Chamber lunch is this month is at Lieutenant Governor Fennell, and then the state of the state is also in a couple of weeks. So if you could let Sarah know if you plan to attend those events, that'd be helpful.
I think it's the day after, isn't it? Isn't it the 18th?
I think so. I think it's the week before the 23rd. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any committee reports or council members want to talk about anything at all? Anything in mind? Okay, I'll keep it short. I had a discussion with the owner of the hotel at the Gateway property. Just decided one day I'd call them and see how things are going. They're having a number of challenges with, it's easy, I guess, to call it supply chain issues, but they were having a very difficult time getting small things that they needed to kind of do their finish out. But she seems very optimistic. She's going to invite us to come and do a little tour, a little open house, if you will. They will have a meeting space as part of their plan. They do have some pretty decent retail and commercial options, and they have she didn't give me the liberty to say, but they have a restaurant space, and it's something I know all of you will very much enjoy. Very exciting if they can pull that off and bring that to Jenks. And frankly, typically in their business model, this is the restaurant that they always bring, and it's built per inch just to accommodate them. So as soon as she gives us the go-ahead, it'd be a pretty good announcement for all of us to have welcome them to town. So as soon as she decides that they're ready to do that, I'll let you know. They have some ambitious goals of being some sort of, I use the word green, but in the building world, it's not SEER, but there's another efficiency lead. It's probably, they're pursuing some sort of rating to get that hotel to be, I guess it's a lead rating. They want to bring in a lot of solar panels. They want to provide charging for electric vehicles, and I guess they have certain benchmarks and goals that they can chase to get some kind of special favor from the federal government. So they're pursuing those things, and it sounds like it's going to be a really, really nice place. So after that, she gets through a couple of hurdles, she wants all of us to come down and be part of that. And so it'll be a good thing. If you guys are in town Saturday at the Jenks High School Performing Arts Center, there's a 2 p.m. and a 7 p.m. show for the South Tulsa Children's Ballet. I will be introducing the 2 p.m. and the 7 p.m. show. The tickets are pretty reasonable. If you call them and let them know who you are, you probably could get in free. So if you're interested in ballet, this is a pretty neat thing. It's all kids, kids of all ages, disabilities, you name it. So it's a pretty cool show. Pretty good opportunity whether you're into ballet or not. But that's Saturday, August 6th at 2 p.m. and again at 7. Chris and I saw Rich Briere the other day. There should be some news coming soon on a RAISE grant, and we don't need to talk about what the grant is, but essentially the whole focus of that is the low water dam project that you guys, as a reminder, know that that has to be approved and penciled in 2022, or it kind of basically disappears. Chief Hill from the Muskogee Nation invited me to be a part of I just got the invite today, but it's a consortium of all the civilized tribes in the state of Oklahoma. Will be meeting with their national council, and that invitation will be coming to you as well, because I told her to invite you. You don't have to go. So it's another opportunity for us to continue to maintain our relationship with the Muskogee Nation. You guys know how important that is. So otherwise, I think that's it for the night. Unless there's any last minute Or anyone else, we'll go ahead and adjourn, and we'll move on to public works.
Motion for adjournment?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to adjourn, let's vote please.
Caitlin,
Yes.
Isabel,
Yes.
Murray,
Yes.
OJ,
Yes.
Klein. Yes. Mayor Box.
Yes, we are adjourned at 7:10 PM. We will call to order the Jenks Public Works Authority. Roll call, please.
Sure. Caitlin,
Here.
Isabel,
Present.
Murray.
Here.
OJ,
Here.
Klein. Present. Chair Box.
Yes, sir. Item number 1 is our consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as is?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second?
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to approve item 1. Let's vote, please.
Caitlin,
Yes.
Isabel,
Yes.
Murray,
Yes.
OJ,
Yes.
Klein. Yes. Chair Box.
Yes, thank you. Item 2 will pull. Mr. Stroud, anything last minute?
No, sir.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Let's vote.
Caitlin,
Yes.
Isabel,
Yes.
Murray,
Yes.
OJ,
Yes.
Klein. Yes. Chair Box.
Yes, sir.